Sid.
Hi, Dylan.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. We're doing a podcast with the light still out, so
First time in forever.
we're not gonna do a 10 o'clock filming. It's only 8:30 now, and it's getting
Oh,
darker here. It's probably not even close to dark where you are, but
it's honestly the sun doesn't set here till like 9,
it
so
said I was like obviously I'm still in New York. City's in Indiana at home right now, so definitely a little different, but it's not setting in New York till like 9 o'clock now. Like till it's pitch black. It's probably like 10 o'clock for you. I don't even know.
I was gonna say the sun sets at 9:17 here, so I still have an hour.
It's nuts. I miss Indiana. I need to go back.
It's been so nice this week, honestly. It's been very nice this week.
Lucky you. I was in Cleveland this weekend, so I kind of got a taste of the Midwest. Makes me realize how much I miss it, but
Love the Midwest.
we'll be
It's
back eventually.
such a
Maybe.
lovely pace of life.
It is. I miss it. We'll be back soon, but
I'm trying to look at the sun the sun sets at 8:33
here,
back
or
in my apartment. Yeah.
it's nuts.
I was just
That's
looking at it.
probably about right here too, but
I was gonna say,
uh, because I was in Cleveland, I didn't watch the race live. However, I did go back and rewatch it, so I know exactly what to talk about today. However, like we always do, we're gonna get right into it. And I know I usually kind of lead the races to do everything because Sydney watched it live this week and I did not. And Sydney also just never does this.
I
I'm
don't,
not
I
here
really
either
don't.
today.
You should start
So
alternating. Pardon my
let's see what
dog.
happens because
Start
I think it'll be
alternating.
fun. So let's hear it.
Let's do it. It was a fun race this weekend, literally from the moment it didn't even start. It was awesome. I mean, we immediately approached with signs, not even starting a race.
I
What this was.
like I told you, I of course had gone out to the Tyler the Creator concert the night before. So I got home or back to Nick's house at 1:30, 2 o'clock. I don't really know. Probably a little earlier, but we didn't go to bed till 1:30, 2 o'clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd be sleeping in. I guess my F1 alarm clock just turned on because I woke up at 8:55 or something like that, right before the race start. So I turned it on. First thing I see, formation lap goes on. Carlos isn't moving. I was like, what's going on here?
No
The car
movement.
does start move. Gets
Aborted
right.
start. Woo!
Car blows up. Bored at start. Can't do anything. So I'm like, I got time. I'm gonna go shower. I come back and shower, and there's more chaos.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Because then, as soon as we have a boarded start, and then Sainz blows his car up basically in the pit lane. I don't even think he made it. I don't know what happened there.
You got
My
to the end of the
Wi-Fi,
pit lane. You got the end.
yeah, to the end of the pit lane, and then 15-minute delay essentially, and then 15 minutes later
Enough
we
time
get
for me to
to the
shower, by the way,
first.
so it's perfect.
Yes, 15 minutes later we get to the first curve, and all of a sudden we have the one and only Italian dive bombing Max Verstappen DNF.
I'm not gonna say I was mad about it.
Immediate DNF. Crazy. But I'd also want to like count that I keep seeing so many memes about it as well. The fact that Max did not seem mad at all. I don't know if it was because of other rumors going
I
on
think
that we'll talk about
we'll touch
later,
on that later.
or if it was more of like, okay, it's Kimmy, like he's just a baby, or if it was one of those, oh my gosh, if this was George Russell and it wasn't, and he was, I don't know. Lots of different
It was kind of cool what he said. He
point of
was like,
views
"We've all
here.
made a mistake like that. Like they all have. Max has done it. Lewis has done it. Everyone's done it. This is Kimmy's first real big mistake, so I think Max gives him a pass." And I will say, with the rumors that are swirling that we are going to talk about later, I think that probably also has a factor in it.
I do
But it
too.
also means we're going to push up our driver predictions because we keep saying we're going to do it to during silly season. I
We
don't think we have time to do
I
it
don't think
at
we have
silly
time
season.
either. I
So
think
we're doing it next week. So stay
it'll
tuned for
be,
that one.
it'll be long. It'll be fun. I'm excited.
Yes.
I think if I remember correctly, I think his rear wheels locked.
I mean, I think he claimed that they did, but like just from what I was looking, it looked like he just didn't realize where he was and just didn't have enough
That's
time to
kind of my
stop.
assumption because it was kind of out of nowhere.
Because he tried
Matter.
dive bombing like four different cars,
To matter. But we will see Kimmy with a 3-place grid penalty.
which is
So,
honestly probably deserved. You don't want to see it,
yeah,
but
I mean, I guess, I
he
mean,
it was a
he
little
could
ambitious.
qualify fantastic, and it might not even put him in a bad position. So I guess it all just depends on.
Imagine he gets on pole and then goes
That's what
fourth.
I'm saying, and he goes like fourth. I mean, but still, him and you know what I
I
mean.
want a Kimmy win. If he's getting on pole, I want him to win.
Could be fine. This could be fine. I mean, he could just dive bomb again and just pray he doesn't hit anybody. I guess we'll figure that out
The
later.
strategy.
I don't know. But then after that said chaos, immediate chaos for Team Papaya. Immediate chaos.
Scary. Okay.
Insane. I was sweating. I don't know when I texted you, but I was like, I am literally sweating right now.
I got
What
that text from
is
you
going on?
and my dad because we both
Oh
knew I wasn't
my
watching.
gosh. I mean, Lando and Oscar were right on each other for probably, I mean, it was what, 70 laps? Probably 59 of them. I think they were right on each other until whatever. It was crazy. I was nervous. I was scared, but I also thought it was kind of cool because I think it was McLaren was letting them race. I mean, I don't know if you saw over the radio, they were like, "Well, what do you want to do? What do you
I didn't
here?"
see that. I did see after they let him race, and then Oscar got a little ambitious, but also trying to dive bomb Lando.
Very
Because he
ambitious.
did the exact same thing. He locked up his tires. He just didn't hit Lando. They
Mhm.
got on the radio and basically said, Oscar, don't do that. Don't
Like,
do that
we're not gonna
again.
do that.
We're
We're not
letting you race. We're not letting you destroy both
gonna.
cars.
I think it was awesome. I think the race engineers did wonderful. I mean, Lando kind of made me laugh a little bit because he was like trying to plan strategy. I don't know if you saw Oscar as well. I think McLaren kind of gave him the option. Do you want to be 4 seconds behind later with new tires, or do you want to wait it out and be the same as Lando? I mean, he made the choice obviously to be 4 seconds, but I think it ended up being six, which kind of pulled them apart, which I think caused
From
the
what
issue
I saw, they just
later.
unfortunate hitting, but it is what it is. I
But
did not see that radio message.
yeah, anyways, I just thought it was cool that they finally let them race each other,
They did
and
a good job with that too, because
they did. I think it was great.
they didn't mess anything up. Like obviously, maybe Oscar got screwed at the end, but that's
But it
something's
was,
bound to happen,
I
right?
was
If you're in
gonna say, but
second, like it's gonna happen.
that wasn't even McLaren's strategy fault. That was more of a
It could have been, but it also just like
driver
because they
accident.
did pit him and then they put him right into the battle that was Yuki Tsunoda and Franco Colapinto, who, if we've seen anything in the past, they're probably not the two you want to be behind. But
Exactly, but it was cool. I mean, there was a couple other things like I don't know. I was definitely because it was like oh my gosh, I think for a majority of it, I mean, Oscar was less than a second away behind Lando the entire time, and then they obviously let Lando pit first, but then the pit stop was like over 3 seconds, so they were like, "Oh my God!" And then Oscar was in. It was a whole. It was so freaking cool. I loved it. Freaking loved it. It was crazy.
too
Beyond
stressful.
that, it was very stressful, but I think it was fantastic. I think it was great racing on both sides. I know Lando had some updates to the car this week. I read an article that was saying that they added what I put
I
down.
don't know how much
I
better that car can get. I feel like no matter
don't
what they do,
either,
it's like,
but
what's it really gonna do?
I was like reading about it, and apparently compared to last year, I guess Lando was saying that the suspension fell off, like he couldn't feel it as well as he did last year, which I think is why he was performing so well last year. But it looks like McLaren had added some tweaks to help maybe combat that. And
That brings it back.
I think it worked. I think we're officially back. I
I
think it was
think I'll just say it too because I'm sure everyone watched it. Like Lando won the race now. He's only, I think, what, 15 points or
15,
16
15
points
points,
behind.
something like that. Yeah.
I
It
did the math myself. Um, right now, Oscar has 5 wins on the year. Lando has three. So naturally, you want them. They both have 9 podiums, so they have the exact same thing. Oscar just won more races. If Lando were to win the next two and tie him, and Oscar got second, I believe Lando would be 1 point off. So it's we're right back into,
right back into it.
and we said it last week too. It's like
I'm
Lando needed to win this race
mhm.
to have a chance in the championship, and that's exactly what he did. So
I think we're back.
finally came up with the
I
under
think
pressure a little bit.
I think we're back. I think this is amazing. I'm excited for this weekend. I'm excited to see where it goes because this could be a new leader. We don't know.
And this was around the time last year that Lando started to show up a little bit.
It
So
was. Crossing my
cross the
fingers.
fingers.
Anyways, unlike McLaren, we looked like we saw another Williams retire.
We were
Albon
talking
for his
so good about them too.
third. third straight race of retirement.
I like how they wait. I think the first race that they retired was the race that I said Albon was going to get top five in my
I
predictions.
was gonna say we could literally probably.
He has not finished a race since then, so that's
I
on me.
I'm really sad to see it. I don't know what's going on with Williams. I don't think it's the drivers, obviously. It's something with the car. I don't know what happened between the beginning of the
Well, it's
season.
the Mercedes power unit has had issues all year, and they're using Mercedes
I
power
don't
units. Like,
I say I
because
don't
Mercedes was having it too. Russell had it, I believe Russell did. I know Kimmy did twice.
I know
So
I was gonna say Kimmy had some earlier in the season. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And forgive me, but who's going to the Honda next year?
Aston, I believe,
Is it Aston Martin? Okay, because I think I saw
because
another.
they're using Red Bull's power unit
I was
because
gonna say because I think I saw
Adrian
another.
Newey's going there, and they're basically taking everything from Red Bull and moving it to Aston.
I was gonna say I'll mention it later, but I don't know if you saw that other rumor that feeds into the other rumor. I'll explain it later.
What?
Anyway, I'll explain later. I couldn't remember who was getting the Honda unit, the power unit, because somebody was moving to the Honda power unit.
I'm pretty sure it's Aston, but
I think it might be
I
Aston.
digress. We'll continue that later.
Anyways, Williams, I have no words. I don't know what's going on there anymore.
I can't be happy. I can't be mad. Just like I don't know where to be. I want them to be
I want
good
them to
so
be
bad.
good.
They also just extended James Vowles. Like they know he's going to be good, but
I th I think they just gotta. I mean, maybe this could be like a McLaren situation where it's no hope, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, it's just blue skies and sunny. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. But
no.
anyways, to continue with the chaos of this wonderful race in the Red Bull Ring, Yuki got hit with a 10-second time penalty for hitting Franco of all people. I don't know what was going on in the back of the pack this race, but it was insane. I mean, you have McLaren in the front battling each other, and then you got like Ferraris, and then you're 3, 4, 5, whatever, just chilling. And then all of a sudden,
That Yuki incident then spirals into more.
dude, I don't know what was going on in the back of the pack, but they were on something. Oh my gosh. On something this week. I think everybody had wonderful races this weekend other than the DNFs. Williams and Max, I would say.
Literally
And
every team. Actually, you're so right about that. I don't think there was any team that had it. Did
I
every
don't
team
think
score
so.
points besides Williams?
I on it Red Bull didn't.
That's actually so funny.
I don't know if Alpine did. Did Alpine?
Alpine did not.
I didn't think so.
RB did, Haas did, Aston did. Yeah, it was Alpine, Red Bull, and Williams. They
Dang.
did not. That's crazy.
It's like a role
So what is
reverse.
that? Seven different constructors, and
I
so
was
one,
yeah.
two, three, four, five, six, seven different constructors in the top 10. That's
Crazy.
awesome. I love that.
It's turning out to a good season. I'm excited. So I'm excited for this weekend. I have high hopes. And then I mean I can't really remember what happened in between. I it's just
I'll
it's
take over from here because I watched the highlights there,
insane race.
but you did
It is
fantastic. So good job for your first time
insane
doing it.
race. Thank you. Would you like to finish it up?
I'll finish it off for you because I just watched the highlights and this was a pretty
I
big one. So,
was gonna say I remember up until Franco.
um, so of course Franco and Yuki have their little spat. Ends up with Franco going to the back of the pack and Yuki getting a penalty.
Hmm.
However, they end up back together again after both McLaren's pit. Lando's already gone. He gets past both of them, but Oscar's in the pits and comes out. And McLaren, I don't know if they thought they had some time before they can get him out. He ends up behind Yuki and Franco at
Yeah.
turn one.
I'm thinking if I remember, I think if that was the second pick because I think that
It
McLaren
was
had
the
a
last one.
two stop
Yeah,
two
it
stop
was the
race.
last pit. They
Because
didn't.
I think that was when Oscar was supposed to get out 4 seconds behind and avoid the traffic. It was crazy. Yeah.
It was
Okay.
like 3 seconds behind anyway. It's just the traffic, I
He
guess, so
was,
they
but then he got
miscalculated. But
stuck in
like,
traffic. Because then I remember Lando being like, "Is he just like what's going on? Is he gonna
yeah.
catch me or is he gonna get stuck in traffic?" Because I think Lando was also getting stuck in traffic.
He did get stuck in traffic because coming off of turn one, Yuki makes a crazy move on Franco to try to get past him and kind of impedes Oscar that way. And I think Franco didn't realize Oscar had just come out of the
I
pits
don't think he
because
did
he
either.
basically squeezed Oscar so far into the grass that Oscar had to back out, which is a big no-no if you're in the back markers, right?
Yeah.
So Oscar then gets mad. gets on a little tangent of Alpine that we can't repeat here because we are a clean podcast. We don't curse on this podcast. But it had something to the nature of Alpine is still screwing me over years later, which they did. Um,
They fully did.
they definitely did.
They really,
Um,
really did.
Franco ends up getting a penalty for it. I believe Yuki still finishes behind him, so it didn't matter, but
Yes.
he did. I'm looking at it. Yuki was 2 laps
I
down.
I know exactly what the reason was at the end and why it was such a big issue was because of the blue flags. There was something was going on with the blue flags with Lando and Oscar, and it was being really weird.
I didn't see that, but unless we're just talking about the fact that Oscar got completely screwed. But
It was, well, I think it was just like people weren't getting over because I think Alonso was kind of, it
well, there
was,
was a lot of fights going on.
there was,
It was
that's
like,
what I said, there was so much action going on. It was like, there were, I think Lando was having issues with blue flags and people getting over, and then obviously Oscar got
well,
free.
Alonso and Bortoleto were having a fight until the end. Hulkenberg was still passing people. He ended up going from 18th to ninth. I believe he was 18th, but he finished ninth. Bortoleto and Alonso were fighting the entire time because Bortoleto was thinking that if he could get past Alonso, he can go get Lawson, who was down the road. Who Liam Lawson got six, by the way. That's outrageous.
Crazy. Good
Outrageous.
for him. Finally took a
Um,
season.
it ended up not mattering. Lando didn't get past. He probably wouldn't have got past anyway. It would have been interesting, but he probably would have fought it a lot harder. So we ended up with Lando one, Oscar two. The Ferraris looked fantastic. Maybe it helps that
Fantastic
one Mercedes and one Red Bull were not in the race,
race.
but we ended
Yes.
up with Charles in third and Lewis in fourth, with George in fifth. And then the 6 through 10 is just so weird. It's Liam
I
Lawson, Fernando Alonso, Gabriel Bortoleto, Nico Hulkenberg, and Esteban Ocon again in the points.
We had two kick Saubers in points this weekend, and we had zero Red Bull.
That's insane.
No,
They've
I
outscored.
literally think I read something that
They've outscored in the last two races, I believe.
Kick has scored more points than Red Bull
I
has.
don't know if that's true though, because Max got second last race.
But I don't think Max has scored too many points in the past races. Remember, he
Max
got
got
kicked,
second last race.
but
Or
also
before that, like,
he got what, a point? I'm
yeah,
trying to remember because Max, I saw something. I couldn't
I'm
remember if
looking.
it was.
Max in Canada got second. In Spain, he got 10th because he got the penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And in Monaco, he got fourth. So I think the last two races. So actually, let's just do the math here.
Because
Oh,
I
because
think,
Nico got fifth
yeah,
in
because I
Spain. I forgot about that.
Kick
So
Sauber's actually been doing good.
let's count right now. Nico got 10 points in Spain. Gabby didn't get any. So 10 plus the four. Wait. Okay, wait. So in Spain, Nico got 10. In Canada, Nico got four. So that's 14.
Okay.
We're looking at 14. Bortoleto didn't score in either. And then in Austria, we have 18, 19, 20. So 20 points in the last three races.
20 for Kick, and then I forget how many has
In
RB.
Austria, no one got any points for Red Bull at all.
Mm-hmm.
In Canada, Max got 18.
Okay.
Yuki got none. And in Spain, Max got one and Yuki got none.
Kick has
So
scored.
Kick has scored 20
Kick
points in
has
three races,
scored more
and
points
Red Bull has scored 19.
than Red Bull combined.
That's
That's crazy. That's
that's
crazy. I also saw something. I don't know how Yuki hasn't gotten sacked yet because I,
Lawson's outscored him now.
dude, Lawson has outscored him, but also if you look at, so Max has 155 points right now. Red Bull has 162 overall. I think
I'm pretty sure Yuki's in like 18th of the driver's thing.
Max has scored all but 7 points for Red
Yuki
Bull
is in
entire season.
Yuki's in seventh. Okay, yeah, because I believe Lawson got a couple points for them at one point, but Yuki has
Probably
10
just
points on
seven
the season.
points.
Yuki has 10 points on the season, which makes him 17th in the driver standings. Lawson has 12. That's crazy.
I I think we
Hadjar
spoke
is 21. He's the
about
best of those three. But
we spoke about it earlier. I'm glad they didn't move Hadjar. I think that was a great move on
you
his part.
can't do it yet.
But I think them moving Lawson out that early was a really big mistake on their end. Just saying.
Yes.
Could be a complete different story because if and buts, whatever you want to say, but
It's crazy. And Just to finish, we said the Sours got 8-9th. SD Bestie in the points again. Mr. Consistency over here. Sydney is loving it.
Yes, and Bortoletto scored his first points
Bortoletto scored his first
for me.
points.
I
Bortoletto
love
and Alonso were a
Alonso.
very nice moment after,
That
but it
was
was
very cute. I loved that. I saw them hugging. I was like, oh, it was very sweet. Loving that.
now we can just go over what happened in our predictions for last race because we have some movement. I scored no points, but I got so close to the bonus point.
Did
Uh,
you? I haven't even looked at it.
I had George 1, Lando 2, Kimmy 3, Oscar 4, and Max 5. Obviously, Kimmy and Max didn't finish. Oscar and Lando got 1 and 2, and George got 5th. So I got nothing there. I had 12th place to predict, and I put Holly Behrman. Holly Behrman got 11th. I was so close. So close. As for Sydney, she predicted Liam Lawson to get 19th. So that didn't
Way
happen.
off.
Way off on that one. Leclerc in fifth didn't happen. Russell in fourth, he got fifth. Oscar in third, he got second. Max in second, he didn't finish, but she picked Lando to win. She's right back in it. I was, believe, ahead 16 points, and we have now cut the lead to 21 to 19. This is bordering on a Falcons level Super Bowl choke because I was up by a lot, and that doesn't seem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I might have to calm down a little bit with my predictions because last week was a little crazy. So, but
Ugh.
we'll get into our predictions for the race later. Good
Yes.
job with the race, discussing it.
Thank you. It was a great race. It was
It was a
awesome.
great race.
Awesome
I'm
race.
not mad that I was in Cleveland. I'm pretty happy I went, but I
No,
would have
I'm very
liked to
glad
watch
you
the
went.
race.
I'm very
But
jealous that you went, but it was a fantastic race. I feel like every time one of us doesn't, once one of us is doing something and can't like actually can't watch the race live, it's always like a fantastic race. I feel like we go
crazy.
back and forth.
It's crazy. But we have some news to discuss because there has been a lot. It's going to be a little bit of a longer episode today, but we're okay with that because the last couple have been a little short. So
Lots of news.
just the feel good news of the day. But we have
Yay!
Roscoe Hamilton coming back
I'm
playing the
so
paddock.
excited. I'm so
Because
excited
I
for
was so sad. Lewis said that he's had some health issues the last couple months just because like he's a
Roscoe.
bulldog. Like I'm sure bulldogs always have health issues, right? And he's getting older, we know that. But they checked him. He's coming to the paddock. He met Leo Leclerc today. There's a video of it. It's super funny. Because
I
Leo's all energetic and Roscoe's just like, what is this thing doing?
I love it. I love all the dogs. They're
I
so
want
sweet.
him, I want them to put a GoPro on him again and just let him roam.
No, I think
The
it'd be so
last year.
cute. I literally love it. I love all the animals. I forget what Pierre's dog is.
I don't know. That's a good
I
question.
just
I don't like he's on
never,
Alpine. Who cares? We don't
I was
know
gonna say I never even see him there. I feel like
because Alpine's so bad. Let him get good first.
anyways, I love that Roscoe's back. He's such a little
Roscoe's back.
star.
He's so
He
funny.
is the OG F1.
He made Leo Leclerc what he is.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
He's
no Leo without
he's
Roscoe.
the OG. What are they? So what? Driver's girlfriend's a wag, right?
Dag.
Dag.
No, wait, no. Wait. Dog.
Dog. Yeah, dog. Love it.
So that's
Brayton,
fun. We just
I
wanted to smile about that one. There's not
know.
much to talk
I
about it,
love
but we just
it.
love Roscoe. So
Love
I
Roscoe.
follow Roscoe on Instagram. He's a very good follow.
I don't. Maybe I should. He's such a little sweetheart. I
Maybe
love
I've that'll we only follow 3 people on the Tread Lightly Instagram, which go follow by the way. But we follow me, you, and Formula One. I feel like we should add Roscoe to that
Oh,
list.
we
I think I'm
totally
gonna
have
do that
Roscoe.
right now, actually.
We
I'm
totally
following
have
Roscoe.
Roscoe. Are you kidding?
Give me a minute. Let me
Maybe Leo Leclerc, maybe.
no. Follow the OG.
I love it. I love it. I love the good news. I feel like there's just been great vibes.
Roscoe has been followed.
I love it. I feel like this past week and a half, I feel like it's just been great vibes
It's yeah,
in the
it's
paddock.
great.
I don't know what's going on. I feel like everybody's in good moods. I don't know if like what's gonna happen here. Max wasn't pissed. We got Roscoe back. People are scoring points that shouldn't be scoring point. I don't
Which
know.
we will talk a little bit about more about Max not being pissed. However, there is another driver that has been the subject of
I
rumors
didn't
to
see
potentially be
this.
in a new
I didn't even
team.
see this. I saw the other one, but I didn't see what you saw.
Obviously, Valtteri Bottas has been in conversations with Cadillac for a while.
Well, he posted something on Instagram about it.
That was before the rumor came out that he may have a fast track back in F1 because suddenly Franco Colapinto isn't safe again because Alpine is looking at putting Valtteri Bottas in the car.
I have no idea where you heard that, but I'm not surprised because I was gonna say I did see I don't know if it was official from F1, but I saw that Franco supposedly got extended, but I don't know if it was an official extension. You know what I
I
mean?
never understand like all the rumors. Like, there's been a bunch of rumors today that Max is signed with Mercedes, which that's the next topic. Shocker, we were holding it back.
I believe it was
But I
happening.
keep seeing posts like Max is set to become a Mercedes driver next year. I'm like, I
Well,
don't know that's official
apparently,
yet. Like,
apparently, what was it? Sky Sports, like Italy or something like that, said something about it on like Twitter, I think is what I saw.
it's interesting.
I
Now,
don't
it's
know.
very interesting to see what Valtteri does here because obviously doesn't have a seat at all. So, like, if he wants to get back in F1 this year and prove himself, he can not only earn an Alpine spot for next year, but he can get more money from Cadillac or get a better seat if he races well, right? Like, there's
Agree.
nothing to lose there for Valtteri this year because
No, I
if you
think
show that you can't do it, you're not wasting your time next year showing you can't do it, and you're getting paid for
I
this year, right? But
I
like,
agree. I think it's no, I think he's in a great position, honestly. I mean,
I would
great.
love to see it. I don't want to see Franco go, but I
I
want
was
to
gonna say,
see
trying to remember what he posted.
of the Cadillac stuff when he was basically driving a Cadillac car and like making jokes
I
about
was
it.
gonna say I'm trying to find it, but I can't remember. Oh,
We
yeah.
talked about it last week. He literally walked in the car. Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's definitely gonna be an interesting next couple of weeks, but
Now, that is not the reason that we had to move up the drivers' rankings or the driver predictions to next week, because
no,
this one is Max Verstappen. If he's out of P3 by the end of the month, which is at the moment, he is ahead of George Russell by
not by much.
9 points. So he can get out of that next race, honestly. But if he's out of the top three, he can do the opt-out clause for Red Bull. Not that we've seen before, like contracts don't really matter in F1. Like you can kind of just go wherever you want. Like Lewis, I believe, was still under contract when he went to Ferrari with Mercedes. There's been rumors swirling that Max and Toto have been talking.
Lots of
And
rumors.
I've been saying it for the last couple weeks. I think it does happen. And I don't know if there's been ever any more traction to that. Because it seems like I feel like Max probably would have been pretty mad last week at Kimi had he not been talking to Mercedes already, thinking that he's probably going to be his teammate next year.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
let's be honest, they're not keeping both George and Max. Like that's
they
not happening.
can't. Oh my God, they literally that would be a disaster waiting to happen. No, absolutely not. Because then that also plays into what I saw when I was asking about who's getting the Honda. Because if I think I saw a rumor that since Russell's contract is up with Mercedes in 2025, he was looking at Aston,
I didn't think of that. That's
which
actually a
puts
really good idea.
Lance Stroll because I think he's year by year. He doesn't have a
He's
long-term contract.
always year by year because it's basically Lawrence is going to keep him in the seat until he doesn't want to be in the seat
I
anymore.
don't think so because I think Alonso, well, because you also have to think about Lance is hurt.
I think Lance is probably done after this year.
I'm thinking he is too. And I'm thinking, okay, because that honestly, I saw something about it. That lines up Russell to be put into a essentially new car with Alonso, who's a great driver on top of that. So you have a brand new car with a
It's
brand
all adding up now. Oh my God. And Arvid Lindblad has been obviously practicing. Oh, it's all adding up. Now I'm like, I don't
it
want to make the
makes
predictions
sense.
now because I'm going to do it
It's
next week,
making
but
sense
like,
though. It's making sense because then it's like, okay, because Red Bull is definitely not competing for constructors championships anymore. Like I don't know what is going on there, but they are maybe the best of the rest
is
at
there
the
really a chance that we see an Arvid Lindblad, Isaac Hadjar Red Bull lineup next year?
I think we might because I don't know what's gonna happen with Yuki.
I don't think Yuki's gone.
I don't think there's unless he goes to like kick Sauber
RB
or
again, but
something.
like
Yeah, I don't know. I because
he
I
could
don't
be a Cadillac option. There's so many options.
so because you also don't know who's getting a Cadillac seat, especially if Valtteri goes to Alpine.
Max is last year it was obviously signs was the domino that needed to fall before anything happened.
I think Max is this
We
one.
didn't really have a domino that needed to fall. Now we do. Like
Well, because everything else is
rumors,
just rookie movement, and rookies are whatever. Like you're either
well,
gonna be.
no, all the rookies that are on the grid this year are probably going to stay, with the exception of maybe, well, Doohan's obviously gone already, but like
But
Colapinto,
we
maybe
still,
not,
I
and who
was gonna
knows
say
about
we still
Lawson, but
need to
like
know because for God only knows they'll bring Doohan back. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Who
they're not
knows?
bringing Doohan back. I saw something that he's done with them, but
Is he? he could end up somewhere. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Literally, who knows what's going on? I don't know. I don't know because I can also yeah, you're right. I don't want to make predictions, but it's like I don't see Williams changing their drivers
I think there's three teams that are for sure not changing. Mercedes or McLaren's not changing,
for fact
Ferrari's not changing, Williams isn't changing.
changing.
I think everyone else could. I don't know if Sauber needs to, but they
I
could.
don't know if they need to, but also like where's Nico sitting? Is he? I mean, he's getting
I
up
mean,
there.
Nico's gonna stay just because he wants to be without Audi.
Is but I don't know where Bortoletto's. I don't know. There's so much going
We're gonna
on.
actually have to do a lot of research
We're
before we
gonna have
do
to
our
do a
drivers'
bunch of research
predictions,
about this,
and I
but
might do that tonight because I'm bored. But like,
but no, I think it is. I think it's gonna be a max movement to Red Bull or not Red Bull to Mercedes because then I think it lines up for Russell going.
yeah, I was thinking about that. I didn't see the rumor, but I was literally thinking while you were talking. I was like, that makes a ton of
It
sense.
makes so much sense because
I feel
I
like we're gonna actually be pretty similar with our predictions.
I think we are too because I don't see Lance racing anymore
I think
unless Alonso
this,
retires.
the
But I also
predictions that we're gonna get different. I think we're gonna have different Cadillac ones. We're probably gonna have different Alpine ones. We might have different Audi ones. RB maybe Red Bull, but I feel like
I mean
everything else.
RB is gonna be a rookie or somebody who's already on the grid. Like I don't know because again because I don't even see Russell being in a position of being the reserve driver or not driving an F1.
Yeah.
He's he's too good. He's
I
too good
mean,
at
he's gonna have a seat. It's
being
just a matter
perform.
of which one he wants to wait for.
Exactly. Who's it gonna be? Because it's also I also saw
I
a rumor.
mean, if he's not an
Well,
Aston, he's gonna go to Red Bull. He's
I
just
don't
gonna
see
do a
that.
swap.
I don't see that working though.
No one's gonna work at Red Bull, so it's not gonna. It's not.
But I don't know. I guess we'll see. Because I also saw that it's bad news in my opinion. But I also saw that Cadillac apparently was talking with Danny
Danny
Rick
Rick.
about being
Yeah.
being signed back, but he's apparently
He seems just like at ease and be like, I got nothing more, and I respect that.
Buffalo. He's a big Buffalo Bills fan now. It's fine. He's with the NFL now, not the FIA. Fine
Wrong
again.
team though. But the Max rumors, of course, something to keep an eye on. We're gonna need to keep an eye on it this week.
Europe.
Hopefully, nothing happens before next week because
I
I
hope
would really
not.
like to get these
I
predictions done
I
before then.
don't think it is. I don't think it. If anything, stuff's gonna come out
I
next
think
week.
we both are probably going to predict that he's going to go to Mercedes. I know I'm going to. So
I mean,
there's
whatever.
your little first little hint
You
there.
know what? I will, depending on what happens this race.
I don't think this race is going to change anything. One, because I don't think Red Bull's going to do well, but
I don't think they are either, but I don't. I guess we'll see. I don't. I will see how Max reacts to this race. How about that?
I think that's fair.
If he doesn't care, then it's kind of a dead giveaway. He's not
I
staying.
think I think he's just tapped out at Red Bull, but
So
we will talk about it more next week because we got some predictions that we
excited.
have to go over. Um, First off, we're going to start with the F1 fantasy predictions. We're not doing fantasy, but we're doing the predictions. In Austria, I scored 61 points. What did I get right? Gasly to qualify over Colapinto, yes. Red Bull getting two cars in the Q3. I said no, which not shocking. Yuki didn't.
I
Uh,
said no.
my 2X on will there be more than one safety car? I said no. That didn't happen. That's
I
crazy.
also said no. No, there wasn't. I think the only time there was a virtual safety car was
With
literally
signs,
no, that
does
was
that
an
count?
abort start. I don't even think that was a virtual safety car. I think it was when Kimmy and
Give me a max. Okay, yeah.
Max. I think that was the only one because other than that, there wasn't enough. Nobody else retired due to
Yeah.
damage on the track.
And then the last one I got was who will be ahead in the team standings after the race. We said racing. I said racing bulls. I think you said Haas because you wanted Esty to do well.
I
Esty
did.
did a great race. Liam lost the race of his life.
I know.
So
I'm so mad.
I good for him. The league we have, my dad's still in first, but I'm catching him a little bit. You are in third. I'm in second. Last week we had me score 61 points. My dad scored 74 and you scored 77. So you actually did the best out of anyone last week.
I
So
actually predicted quite a few
well
correct. I was
done.
shocked. Thank you. I was very shocked.
So let's make our predictions for this week.
Do it. I
We're not
got
going to talk the podium yet because we're going to talk about that later. I'm not going to tell you who I think is going to qualify between Lando and Oscar because one of them is going to get in first and we're going to have to talk.
I'm gonna put in the podiums that I wrote down
Okay. I
just
did the
to get
same.
it done.
So.
All right.
Um, how many British drivers will get into Q3? We have Lando, Lewis, Russell, Behrman. So four. I think it's a fair shot that we get three. I don't think Behrman's going to get there,
I was just about to say I'm gonna go with three.
which is probably the most popular answer. I'm not doubling down on it until I see the rest of the questions. Will we see a new winner at the British Grand Prix? It is good to know neither McLaren has won Silverstone.
I'm gonna say yeah.
I'm going to say yes as well. The current winners of the British Grand Prix are Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, and Carlos Sainz. I think there's one person there that could win it. I'm not going to tell you who because
Oh
that's
my
not true.
God. I think the last win that Ferrari had was Carlos in,
No, it was Monaco last year
was it Monaco?
because Charles won Monaco last year.
Are
I
you
mean, I'm
sure?
sure someone won something since then, but
And was
because
Ferrari's,
last year Silverstone was Lewis, so it was before Sainz won the year before.
hold on. Because I also think I saw something that it was Carlos was the last one. Oh my God, it was. It wasn't, it's not the one that we were thinking,
It
but
was
the
Singapore
last time
last year.
Ferrari finished first place was the 2024 US Grand Prix where Charles and Carlos secured a 1-2.
Last week, most recent Formula One win for no, they won Singapore last year, but then really? Hold up. Give me a minute. Results.
I just Googled it. I don't know what Google's
I
showing
did
me.
Google. I Googled it too. I'm going ChatGPT because Google Gemini sucks.
Yeah, the last one, it was, oh, I'm trying to think. When was,
What was the last race Ferrari won in F1? Searching the web. Let's see what ChatGPT does. Ferrari's most recent F1 Grand Prix victory. Okay, this is wrong. They all suck
it's
because
Carlos won the 2024 Mexico City.
all right, Ferrari notched several victories in 2024, but the last race they won that year was the 2024 Mexico City Grand
Yeah,
Prix
it was
with
Carlos.
Carlos winning it. They also won in the US with Leclerc. They won in Monza with Leclerc, they won in Monaco with Leclerc, and they won in Australia with Sainz. So they had that one since then. They did not win again
Because
after that.
I saw something that Science was like the last race Ferrari has won in
That's crazy to think.
P1, essentially.
But that's
But
also like, mind you, McLaren has just won every race and Russell.
true. That is so true. So true.
Um, on to question five. Which of the British drivers will finish the highest in the race? Lando, George, Hamilton, or Behrman? It's
But
Lando.
I was
It's,
gonna say
it's there's nothing more to talk about. Who will set the fastest pit stop of the race? McLaren did it last week.
I'm gonna have to go McLaren again.
I'll go Ferrari to make it interesting.
McLaren was quick last weekend. I don't know.
Will there be more than one safety car? I think
I'm
the
gonna
start's
say
usually chaotic.
I'm gonna say yes because
I'm also going to say yes.
I feel like based off last weekend's results and how people were driving last weekend, I think people are gonna get real ballsy.
I think I agree on that. Who will set the fastest lap time of the race?
I think Oscar said it last race.
I'm going to say Lando again.
I'm gonna go Oscar.
Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go Lewis.
I'm gonna go Oscar.
I'm going Lewis because he's going to be in free air the entire time and not have to worry about anyone. I'm going Lewis for sure. Which team will score more points between Williams and Aston? Williams, I want to say
I
Williams.
really
I
want to
don't
say
know if
Williams.
I can.
You know what? If you put Aston, I'll put Williams.
Okay, fair enough. And Alonso's been driving out of his mind.
Yes.
How many different teams will finish in the top 10? So we know McLaren will get both, probably in all likelihood. So will Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes. I'm gonna go six, just
I'm
purely off vibes.
gonna do five.
I'm going to put my double time. I'm gonna risk it and put it on Lewis. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna put it on Lewis to get fast lap. There's no way. What am I gonna put it on though? I'm gonna put it on.
I accidentally submitted it without doing
Ah,
my times two,
you
so
can go back to it, but I'm gonna put my times two on three British drivers getting into Q3.
I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put it on Q4.
Okay.
Ah! Okay.
Now we
Submit
got
it.
some fun one to talk about because, of course, Silverstone always has some fantastic moments. Through goes Hamilton, Checo just battling, Sainz getting his first win. There's always something.
I love
Last
it.
year was a fun one, of
I love
course, because Mercedes got everyone thinking that they were back last year because Russell was going to win that race had he not had
that
some
was
issues. However, we did get a Lewis Hamilton win last year. So his last real win at Mercedes, he did win another race later, but that was more of a luck of the draw
I
with
was gonna say
getting DQ'd. Lewis's last real win at Mercedes was in Silverstone. He set the record for most wins at Silverstone, which shocking, it's Lewis Hamilton. But last year we ended up with Lewis, Max, and Lando on the podium. Lando had a great race. He just got the wrong tires at the end, and Max passed him. With Oscar in fourth, Sainz in fifth, and Nico in sixth. So Nico, that was when Nico started popping off. But
Mr.
in the good old
Consistent.
2025, we have to make some race predictions because it's always a fun one. We've got, like you mentioned, four British drivers on the grid for this race. I'll start with you because I've been going first a lot lately, and you finally made the comeback. We have our predictions already written down.
I
We're not
do.
changing anything, so
I'm not changing anything,
there's no
but
copying. So
I have got Lando P1. I think we're back. Lando's back. I love it. I've got confidence in him. I'm hoping the changes are gonna work. Let's do it. So I got Lando first, Oscar second. I don't know if I'm confident enough to put any other driver into P2 yet, given the pace of the McLaren cars,
I think that's fair.
personally. P3, I've got Charles. I think Ferrari may be back? Question mark? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of getting a little bold here because I have two Ferraris in the top five. So I've got Charles in third, Lewis in fourth, and then I've got Max in fifth. So no Russell in my top five this week. God only knows he's
I
probably
went
going
the
to be
same way.
one. So
I went very similar this week. I'm gonna go 5-1. In fifth, I have Charles Leclerc. He's looked good. I think there's better. In fourth, I'm gonna go Max Verstappen. Again, has looked good. Could look better. He was very unfortunate last week. In third, he hasn't done it yet because I don't know if he's actually finished ahead of his teammate once this year. Lewis Hamilton has had a podium in Silverstone for 12 consecutive races.
yeah,
12.
not a Ferrari.
I don't really care. He was in a bad Mercedes car last year and the year before that and still got podiums. So, with that, I'm actually going to look at the picture. Let me tell you what he's gotten. 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. He won the race four times in a row. 2018, he got second. 2019, 2020, and 21, he won the race again. So that's seven wins right there. 22 and 23, he got P3 both times. And of course, last year he won it. I don't think he's going to beat the McLarens this year. I do think he's going to beat Max, and I do think he's going to beat Charles. He's going to get a podium. That streak is continuing, and he's going to be in third. I'm so confident in that. I really want to double down on that in that form predictions. I'm not going to, but I love it. Second, of course, it's down to McLaren's. It always is, right? I think Lando found something.
I think he did too.
I think the update helps. And last year, this was around the time where he started to show up and show out, right? I think Oscar felt a little pressure last week for the first time in a while. So I'm going to go Oscar in second. I'm going to go Lando in first, which would then give Lando four wins on the season with 10 podiums at that point, and Oscar five wins on the season with 10 podiums, meaning that if Lando won the race after, it would be within a point for the Drivers' Championship. So I'm saying Lando, I think it's gonna happen, but I also really want it to happen because I want it to be a good, battle. If it isn't Lando and it isn't Oscar, I think it means that the McLaren car is not as fast as it is. I don't think Oscar's winning this race either way. I think Lewis wins this race if the McLaren's, for whatever reason or not,
For
first.
what, literally for whatever reason. I
If Lando's not winning, Lewis is winning. That's my prediction. You can book it now. I might look really stupid next week, but it's okay.
I mean, you never know. You never know.
Never know.
I agree though. I think I don't know. I think I agree. I think Oscar got nervous. I think for the first time ever last weekend. I think because he was racing very ballsy.
The Alpine startled him a little bit last week.
He was very, very ballsy, very ballsy. And I think Lando did a wonderful job defending, and I think we're back.
I think we are as well. So now
On wood.
it's time to
We've
do the
said that
random
before.
one. Let's
We've
see
said
what
it
we got.
before. Knock on wood. We said it before.
Putting everything into the wheel right now to see where Sydney is picking.
I have yet to have a race where anything I predict or think that is going to happen happens. Because every time it's just three sheets to the wind, out of left field. I don't know.
I'm ready when you are.
What am I trying to look up here? Number.
Numbers.
It's like the weirdest thing to like look up. Okay.
I
Okay.
also want to say it is, I believe, pitch black outside now, and it is still sunny where you are.
It is
So
still, it's
that shows.
it's getting kind of dark.
That
It's fine.
shows, but
I've got my light
that
on.
also shows how long this episode has been because it was sunny out when we started.
Yeah, I turned my light on because I knew it was gonna get dark. So, but yes, you can see my light. So, okay,
I'm ready to spin for you when you are.
ready.
Three, two, one.
There are two words.
Oh, Siri's talking. Shut up, Siri. Sydney will be picking for P8, and I will be P13 again. Okay,
Dang.
interesting. I don't know if I picked in the top 10.
All right, what am I? Eight and you're
You're eight,
13.
I'm 13.
Eight, man.
That's a tough one with the last couple of races.
Whew. Okay, let's.
Let me just say, P8 last race was Bortoleto.
Yeah,
P8 the week before was Hulkenberg. The week before that was Gasly. In Monaco was Lawson, but that doesn't really count. And the week before that was Sainz. Now for 13th, let me see.
I know what I'm gonna do.
13th last week was Gasly. 13th the week before was Colapinto. Week before that was Yuki. In Monaco was Colapinto again. And in Emilia Romagna, it was Gasly again. So that's interesting.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Let's hear it.
We are gonna go with the one and only Mr. Kind of Consistent, Mr. I don't know, Isaac Hadjar.
Interesting. That's a very interesting one. I
I mean,
kind of
if you,
like it.
I don't know, like I think he's been back and forth. He's either obviously scoring points 7, 8, 9, 10, or he's in 14, 15, 16. You know what I mean? So it's either he's gonna do really well and we're gonna score a couple points here, or we're just gonna absolutely not score anything. But I will say I don't know, he's a safe pick, I would say, because I don't see him crashing out and I don't see anything going wrong with the RB car. So,
For me, 13th.
I'm gonna dive bomb. I don't know. Who knows?
I like it. I'm okay with that. I think he's gonna pick it up a little bit. He's been a little struggling the last couple of races, but nothing crazy. 13th for me is an interesting one because if you look at the results last week, you can't really go by that because you know Kimmy, Max, and probably Sainz and Albon, both all four should be ahead of all the guys in front of them. The math that I've done, and it makes sense, shows me Gabriel Bortoleto would have got 13th if none of that happened. And he's always around there. And I think the car looks better. They're not going to be a bottom two. I don't think they're going to be the bottom two anymore. I'm going to go Gabriel Bortoleto this week.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know if I've guessed him for anything ever,
I don't think I have either, honestly.
but I like that. I like that pick. I think that's a safe pick to try to get some points back.
Some points back. I like it.
Um, Obviously, first and second, they're the same. We're not making up any points on anyone, but 3, 4, and 5 are all different for us. So there
Nice.
are points to be had here, and the bonus obviously is going to help. So I like where we are here,
I do too.
and I think we did a good job with this
I
episode.
think it's been fantastic. I love it. I'm here for it. I'm really excited for this weekend. We get the 4th of July, 3-day weekend, 4th of July, and Silverstone. What can you ask for? It's amazing.
Nothing
It's
better. I'm
this is
going golfing after the race too, so it's gonna be good.
fan freaking tastic.
Actually, am I?
I'm
What time
excited.
is the race? I better.
I actually don't even want to
Race
be
is at 10 a.m. I better not be golfing at 10 a.m. I will not be going to that.
I oh my God. I'm gonna be at the airport. I don't know if I'm gonna
You
be
can
able to
watch it
watch.
on where you can watch it on your phone. You're fine.
I think I bore yeah,
You'll be fine.
my flight literally leaves at 11:30.
Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be boarding, but you'll be able to watch it before you take off. You'll be
I'll
good.
be able to watch the majority of it before I leave.
Exactly. So,
Just not the end.
but that's all we got to talk about for this week. Next week is going to be a fun one because we're going to get to talk about Silverstone, which is always fun, and we're going to get to do race predictions. There's no race next weekend, so we got to make it a bit of a bigger episode, and I think that's the way to do it. So,
I I agree. Let's get at it.
however,
Let's
I
get it.
think we
I'm
may
excited.
have to film
Yeah,
it on Tuesday. So, just telling you that now,
let's film it on Tuesday.
potentially, because
I
I
have a
think,
concert on Tuesday. Oh wait, no, not next Tuesday. The
okay,
15th. I have a concert on the 15th, which is the
okay.
Tuesday.
So let's film Tuesday because I'm going to a wedding in Rhode Island.
Oh, that'll be
Wait, no,
fun.
that's no, that is next week. Oh my God, I need to get sued for that. That's not good. Oh no.
I love it. Okay, yeah, we'll film it.
Yeah.
I'm free next week. Doesn't matter.
All
I'm
right.
free.
So we're gonna film it on Tuesday, which means we're not gonna be, well, we don't have any predictions anyway. So this is gonna be good. We're gonna talk Tuesday. We'll
We've got
hopefully beat
yeah,
the Max
we've
news
got 2 weekends to fill.
and do
Next race would be July 27th,
oh, it's
Belgium.
a
The
long way to go.
Belgian Grand Prix.
So let's have some fun with Silverstone. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Subscribe,
Like, follow.
like, follow, tread lightly F1. I kind of plugged in on my own Instagram today or yesterday, and Sydney
I
did the
did
same.
too.
So
Please like, follow, subscribe.
shout out to Andrew because he keeps texting me about it. He's actually
He
watching it, so
comments all the
love
time. I
it.
love it. He's amazing. Thank
But
you,
until
Andrew.
next week, let's go, Lando. Hope it goes well.
Keep it
We'll see you
quiet.
next week. Goodbye.